The real message here is that the FDA recognizes the huge significance of developing the first ever non-cardiotoxic anthracycline.
Welcome back, and thank you for joining us for another Virtual Investor What This Means segment. Today, we are featuring Moleculin Biotech. My name is Janine Thomas. I am CEO of JTCIR, and I will be the moderator for today's segment. I am very pleased to be joined by Walter Klemp. He is founder, president, CEO, and chairman of Moleculin. Welcome back to our platform, Wally.
Hey, Janine, I'm so glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Always happy to have you. Before we get started, I just want to remind our audience that Moleculin is publicly listed on NASDAQ and trades under the ticker MBRX. And during today's discussion, the company will be making forward-looking statements. And I encourage everyone to view the company's latest SEC filings on their website at moleculin.com for the latest information. Okay, so Wally, we're going to dive right in. Our segment today is focused on the positive FDA feedback Moleculin received on your Pediatric Study Plan for Annamycin in children with relapsed refractory AML. So here we go. If you can tell our audience, what were the key takeaways? Why expand to children? And why is this such a significant milestone for Annamycin's pediatric development?
Well, Janine, one of the key takeaways here is that we're getting more and more traction with the fact that Annamycin was designed to be non-cardiotoxic. Now, the reason that's so important is that Annamycin is in a class of cancer drugs called anthracyclines. And anthracyclines are used to treat around half of all cancers. But the problem with anthracyclines is that they're so cardiotoxic or damaging to the heart that the FDA puts a lifetime maximum limit on the amount of anthracycline exposure a patient can have. We've now treated close to 100 patients with Annamycin, most of them well over that lifetime limit. And we've yet to see any instance of drug-related cardiotoxicity. Now, that would be statistically impossible with currently prescribed anthracyclines. And this lack of cardiotoxicity plays out through approval. I mean, it could revolutionize the use of this very powerful drug for both adults and children.
Very helpful for that, Wally. So the FDA recommended including children as young as 6 months, and you said in your press release this is younger age than you went to them with. So you know this is a what this means segment. So I have to ask, what does this mean for Annamycin and the market opportunity?
The real message here is that the FDA recognizes the huge significance of developing the first ever non cardiotoxic anthracycline. And when we first proposed a trial design for children, we suggested not going any younger than 2 years of age, really out of an abundance of caution. Nevertheless, when FDA reviewed our safety data from the ongoing adult trials, they came back and suggested we go even younger, to as young as 6 months. So we think that means they see the real potential here, and they're really encouraging us to move forward aggressively.
That's incredible, Wally. Okay, so you mentioned Annamycin has shown no cardiotoxicity in adult patients. How does that translate to the pediatric setting, and why is that so important in the childhood cancer care setting?
Generally speaking, if you're treating an adult with a life threatening cancer, you may be willing to risk the cardiac damage from an anthracycline as, let's say, a reasonable trade off. Saving their lives trumps having impaired heart function for the remainder of their lives. But when it comes to children, the stakes are a lot higher. It's estimated that children treated with currently prescribed anthracyclines on average can have their life expectancy shortened to as much as just 25 years because of the damage from the anthracycline. And remember, 60% of all childhood cancers are treated with an anthracycline. I mean, what would it mean to eliminate that downside for every child who needs an anthracycline to beat their cancer? Not only that, but by removing cardiotoxicity from the mix, Annamycin has the potential to be used as maintenance therapy. That's for the most severe patients, and that's something that isn't remotely possible today.
So, Wally, can you walk us through the next steps towards launching the pediatric study?
Well, look, we're very eager to get the first pediatric study started, but as you know, we have limited resources, and we are marshaling those resources right now to ensure that we get our first data unblinding in the miracle trial that's going on right now with adult patients. We fully expect that data will open the door for additional funding. And this pediatric study will be on the top of our priorities for that funding.
Wally, so much appreciate you drilling down and helping our audience understand what this all means. And with that, this concludes the Moleculin Biotech What This Means segment. I'd like to thank Wally Klemp for joining us today. I'd also like to thank our audience for your time and attention. To stay up to date on the company, visit their website at moleculin.com, sign up for their email alerts, as well as follow their social channels. And to watch a replay of today's event or see our events calendar, visit virtualinvestorco.com. Thanks again, Wally. Thanks again to our audience. And I wish everyone a great rest of your day.